everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. In last week's vlog, I mentioned that this week I was going down to Lulworth to do a race down there, and it turns out I got my weeks wrong and I'm doing that in 2 weeks and not today. Slightly awkward, but not a problem because it means that I didn't have to get up at like 4:30, 5 a.m. And also it means that I get to kind of take it a little bit easier on this week's run because, as I mentioned last time, I was suffering from a couple of health issues that I'm still not 100% sure on, and just want to make sure that I'm taking it easy and have the option to head on home if I need to. This week instead I'm going to be doing an easy run along the river and then back along the Bristol cycle path. It is such a beautiful run. I've done it once before 2 years ago, I think it was, and it was really fun. Then it did pour with rain. I think it was in the summer, but it was absolutely pouring it down. This week I'm hoping it's not going to pour with rain and there's a little bit of sun poking through the clouds, so I'm hoping for good weather, and I'm really excited to get out and just kind of give it a go because it'll be my first long run since the one where I got a little bit lost along the river path out the other direction towards Avonmouth. This week we're going the other way towards Conham, and yeah, both ways is really nice, and you will note along the river very flat. That will also help me. And I just wanted to thank this week's sponsor, which is Ritual. So Ritual provide completely traceable, all clinically tested vitamins, multi-nutrients, and various other supplements as well that I take every single day. So the one that I take is the Essential for Women multi-nutrient. I take this every day like I mentioned, and a couple of days ago I got my bloods back from my latest blood test and all of them are A-OK, so clearly I'm doing something right, which is great. And of course they're vegan as well, and I think really important for vegans to take multi-nutrients. Even if you're not vegan or vegetarian, it's still important to take multi-nutrients just in case you're lacking something, especially if you are doing a lot of exercise, as I know a lot of you guys are. But yeah, I think it's really great, and they taste of mint. So yeah, they actually taste really nice when you eat them. I mean, you're obviously not supposed to chew them, but the outside capsule part is minty. I can smell it. It's really nice. Thoroughly recommend checking them out. If you want a discount code, you can use the code Flora20. I will put the link down in the description box below with the code there so that you guys can check it out after watching this video, and hopefully you guys will love them. If you don't, they do have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have peace of mind to test them out. Without further ado, I'm gonna head out for this week's run. I'm really excited. I'm hoping to meet a friend on the way around as well, just to have a bit of companionship for a couple of kilometers, because 30 kilometers is a really long way. But I'm also really excited to be testing out some of my nutrition that I will be using for the 100k and for various other races later this year as well. So I will let you know about all of that as we go around. So I will see you out there. I've just set off, feeling very heavily loaded up with stuff. I got 500 ml of water this side, 500 ml of Tailwind this side, which I'm testing out today, Flapjacks galore, and Nurhu, which is another kind of flapjack, so yeah, lots of flapjacks, and a waterproof, all my warm layers. It's not actually that cold today, but I figured if I was going to have to walk back from somewhere I'd want to be warm. Yeah, feeling very heavy. But I also only had my breakfast less than an hour ago because I didn't want the same issue as my last 30k run where I was hungry within 5 kilometers. So yeah, heavily loaded in the bag, heavily loaded in the stomach. We'll see if that goes well. Run. We are currently 4 kilometers in actually already. Time definitely passes quicker when you're with a friend. I've got Sam here. He's running, he's got 1 hour 45 easy on the plan today, right?
Yeah, 1:45.
So he's doing the first I guess what, 45 minutes ish with me, and then heading on back because he lives a bit further away. So yeah, good to have company for the first day. Sam, can you like intro yourself? I know some people will have met you before, but tell everyone who you are.
I'm a sports massage. I'm a sports massage therapist. So yeah, living in Bristol. got into trail running just from kind of wanting to go out and explore, and actually got into racing accidentally because I started running longer and longer, just seeing if I could get to places with my brother, and then entered a race and then did pretty well, and then just thought, see where it goes from there.
Nice. And what are you training for at the moment?
Big one is Dragon's Back.
Woo!
So September, that's the goal, and then got loads leading up to that one. So
nice. What's your next race?
next race is Lulworth Cove, yeah, down in Dorset. So that's a 28 miler. Should be nice with yourself.
Yep, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, looking forward to racing. It's been about 4 months of solid training, and just can't wait to get out on the course and see what I can do. So.
Amazing. Well, good luck, and good to have you on the run. So we are just running through the beautiful Conham River Park. I absolutely love it here, and you've got Eastwood Farm over that side, which is gorgeous, and then this side you have, I don't know, did it used to be mined here or something?
I have no idea.
I think, oh, one of you guys will know and will comment it down below so everyone else can know. But there's this really steep hill up that way that has these incredible trails through it. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I did a vlog with a guy called Rory Southworth, oh my god, probably like nearly 2 years ago now, where he introduced me to this place, and we did loads of really fun trails, including some crazy steep hills up that way. But the good thing about this one is that it can be as hilly as flat or as flat as you like. So if you just keep along the river, it's beautifully flat all the way up to Conham, and then you can just turn around whenever and come back. This is often what I do if I want to do like a kind of negative split session, so you can go out for X amount of time and then basically try and get home in less time than you went out in. It's quite a fun session to do, and you don't get bored because you're constantly thinking of like what's around and your pace and everything. So yeah, but look at it, it's so pretty. Sam is feeling unfortunately very fresh today, which is hurting my lungs. But he's not doing as far as I am, so, but he will be going back a lot quicker than I will be going forwards, for sure. Sam has left for the rest of his run, which is back from where we came from. I am going in that direction. We've done 10k so far. It was actually quite a nice fast 10k, and then we stopped to take some photos, so it's very slow. But I'm trying to figure out my way back, not really back, out still more. And I think it's across this path here. I did this before, but it was raining so heavily. I didn't actually film it. I should have filmed it because it was quite an epic run, but it was raining so heavily that I don't think I lifted my head up once. Got completely lost, and yeah, that was that. It wasn't a great run, but I think the sun came out in my last like 5 kilometers, which was nice. So yeah, we're going, hi horses, across this very muddy field. So I've been just sipping Tailwind for the whole run, really. We've not had very much so far, and I think it's probably about time to have some food because we're an hour in. I am an hour in now that I'm by myself, and I must practice eating on the move. I've also been keeping a careful eye on my heart rate because it's definitely higher than it should be. You know, it's reaching mid 170s. Obviously, it's a wrist heart rate monitor, so I take it with a pinch of salt, but it was feeling pretty gross. So I just had a little stop, a little chill out, and now we're going again for the next 10k, and then another stop and a chill out, and then the last 10k. So yeah, I like to break up my long runs to kind of make them feel a little bit more manageable. But this one is beautiful. I'm not going to stick my headphones in yet because I just love listening to what's going on around, and now that we're out of the city, it also smells amazing. Smells of the countryside,
which is nice. It's a wee bit mucky. Good or very bad for the ankles, depending on your perspective and whether or not you fall over. But it's pretty claggy. It rained last night, so it's all sticking to my shoes, which is gross. I'm gonna make the most of it because most of the way back after this point is on tarmac or concrete, so made the most of the trails while it's still soft underfoot. So first solid food of the run. Oh God, that looks very wet. While I make my way through this quagmire is Flapjack. This stuff is wonderfully sugary. I got sent this from Base Camp, who do like loads of, hi puppy, hello. Always gotta say hi to the dogs. Hiya. Base Camp do like food for adventures. So it's where I used to get all my like freeze-dried food from as well. And they recently asked me to be an ambassador, which I don't know exactly what that means, but it does mean that they sent me like 20 flapjacks, which I love because I used these for, I think, the Highland Ultra, and they were the one time where I was actually like really enjoying my food on the move. So delicious. This one is organic Bakewell slice. Obviously, I said before, I prefer to have things that don't have any packaging, so I've asked Base Camp to look into stocking things like Nurhu and Lucha Dietos, which I do have with me as well, and hopefully they will do that soon, so it can be kind of like a one-stop shop for all your running and adventure needs. This is so good. Woo! Delicious. Bakewell is the way forwards. Now we've met up with the Green Man Ultra route almost. Woo! God, I'm tired. Yeah, and that goes up here, so I've done this twice. I sort of know where we are, but also I sort of got lost both other times that I did it. So I'm just gonna try and follow my nose and go along the river and hopefully figure out where we're supposed to be going. This looks promising. River path. Whoop, whoop. So my watch, quite hilariously, has just told me to up my pace and run 20 kilometers at 5 minutes per kilometer. I don't think I'm gonna hit 5 minutes per kilometer at all on this run, let alone 20k of it. And the reason for that is that I've put it on, I'm doing basically the runner session that was suggested for today, which is a marathon at some crazy pace. And to be honest, it's probably the one main area where I disagree with runner, because what it suggests is for basically it looks like it's made a marathon plan into an ultra plan by just extending all the runs, and that's not really how training works. It's not really how our body works. And so it was basically like, do 10k at 5:30 per kilometer, then do 20k at 5 per kilometer. And I'm like, okay, well, for all my other ultra training, I've done time on feet, and that's worked really well for me because I know what I can manage, and I know that that's going to be my primary like training that I need. It's just time on feet because I'm doing speed training. I know that I can run faster than I'm currently running, and that's what I train on my speed sessions and my threshold sessions. So right now it's just about getting time on feet. And today I'm doing 3-ish hours, probably a bit more, and that is more than enough, I think, for a single day. And then any extra mileage for the week I can top up tomorrow when it suggests a rest day. So yeah, I'd rather split up the long runs, the longest runs, into 2 than try and get it all done in one day, potentially injure myself and be like broken for several days afterwards. So yeah, I'm doing basically most of the sessions on my plan, but taking the long run pace suggestions with a pinch of salt. Because in this case, I think I know what my body needs, and I do not think it is 20+k at 5 minutes per kilometer. Oh my God, this is impossible to run. Whoop, whoop. I love this. Water, earth, sunlight. This is what the garden needs, and also Flora. I also need those things. Beautiful. So last time I was here, it was pouring with rain, right, like I mentioned, and I had to hide in there. I had to like beg for them to let me use their hand dryer in their bathroom so that I could dry off a little bit and use my phone to map my way home. Thank you. Thanks. Because I was so lost and I couldn't use my phone because it was pouring with rain. It was just a complete disaster. But yeah, it was quite funny. They were very nice in there. So now I'm on the tramway, which I don't really know where it goes, but this is also part of the Green Man Ultra route. And it's one of the only hills in the whole route. And obviously I had to walk it because my legs are dead. Yeesh! Still sipping away at my Tailwind. Feeling very full now after my cherry bakewell, which was lovely. Onwards! Let's go! Misrouted. Oh god. Let's go. There is a woodpecker somewhere in that tree. Pretty cool. Shows the importance of green spaces in cities, eh? Also, that was so nice. The reason I haven't put my headphones in yet is because it's just beautiful bird song everywhere, and like it definitely doesn't feel like spring today, although it actually is quite warm. But the birds are really going for it in the forest. It's so nice. But this next bit, all the way back, it's slightly less nice. It's just a lot easier on the body because it's flat pretty much, and on this road, tarmac, it's on the Bristol to Bath cycle path. And again, I've done this part because it was also part of the Green Man Ultra. I have the everlasting issue of, do I wear trail shoes or do I risk road shoes and risk it on the mud? I wore trail shoes today. I'm wearing the Conham Mafate Speed 4, which I do really love and actually feel pretty good on the roads as well. I don't struggle with them too much. There you go, tramway up here. But yeah, they're a good mixed terrain shoe. Unfortunately though, I feel like mixed terrain shoes are always very good at doing both, but not very good at doing either. You know, like these are really lovely for solid packed alpine trails, gravel, rocks, that kind of thing, so long as they're not slippery. And they're kind of okay for mud, but you slip and slide everywhere, and they're sort of okay for road, but you don't have, you know, the same speed that you'd have in a pair of road shoes. So yeah, I'm struggling with mixed terrain stuff because I don't have any shoes that are suitable for everything. But I'm still on the lookout for some good, like muddy and wet shoes for Ultra Trail Snowdonia, which I imagine will be muddy and wet and rocky but slippery rocks. So yeah, I'm still on the search for those. I'm looking at La Sportiva and Innovate as my two sort of main things. There's one called the Mutant, I think, which everyone swears by, so might get my hands on those and let you guys know what I think. Just over 14 kilometers in, headphones have gone in. Just gonna put my head down and try and crack out the next few kilometers without dying. Alrighty, let's go. off the cycle path a little bit just to get some trails. I think it goes back on in a second anyway, but it's very nice. Whew. 17 kilometers done. My podcast app isn't working, so I've got some pretty epic film music in my head. Love it. Hello. Hello. Hi. I love chickens. So cute. Whew, almost back on the cycle path. I have no idea where I am. I'm currently on the old railway path, which is why it looks like there are platforms either side. I am the train. And hopefully I'm as unstoppable. Although right now I'm pretty tired, I gotta say. Nearly 19k done. Phew! It's all good. Big week this week. I'll let you know when I'm done how far I have gone this week. I'm pretty proud of how it's going so far. I've done a half marathon. That's pretty good. Definitely don't feel as good as I felt on my half out to Avonmouth and back, but maybe that was adrenaline because I was getting lost and it was getting dark and that was a bit of a disaster, whereas I'm pretty chill here, and maybe too chill. I don't know if you guys ever get it where like you zone out for a bit and you do like 5k just in the zone, and then you come out of it and you're like, oh god, I'm tired. It's like everything's so much easier when you don't think about it. But I guess that's the point in training, is you just push to further that point where you come out of it and you're like, oh god, I'm tired. So yeah, I've not done so many 30k runs recently, so not surprising, I guess, that I'm tired. But we've only got 9k-ish until I'm back home, or at least until I'm stopping. If I'm not back home by then, I'm stopping anyway. And my arm's getting tired from vlogging, so I'm gonna have to put my camera away, because genuinely, like, I get DOMs the next day when I vlog because my shoulders are out of practice. So yeah, I'm putting you guys away because it hurts. I always love getting to this point where the fish is, because I know that this is the furthest I ever went in my interval sessions, and so it can't be that far from home because they were never my longest runs of the week. So I'm not entirely sure how far, but I've got 8k, less than 8k left to do, so fingers crossed not too much further than that. Whew, definitely feeling it, but still chugging along. It's the benefit of road running, is like sort of nothing in the way of my feet. I don't really have an excuse to walk. We'll get it done eventually. Just keep on moving forwards, it doesn't really matter the pace. I love Bristol for stuff like that. Bristol's kind of known for its city foxes, and they're lovely. And I used to think of graffiti as just kind of like bleh, like whatever. And now, the first time I ever visited Bristol actually was for the Graffiti festival, which I think it's like a nationwide thing, and it takes place in Bristol. And there was some awesome stuff, like people pay good money to have these beautiful murals on the side of their houses and stuff, and it's incredible. There's some really gorgeous graffiti around, and lockdown actually, there was loads of new stuff that was really pretty on previously just abandoned like bridges and things, and a lot of it's political as well, so about climate change. There's that giant one of Greta Thunberg on the side of Aldi, I think it is, on North Street, and yeah, I just love it. I think it's so cool. Bristol's a cool place. So I just stopped so that I can show you my my secret weapon at 24k in, right? I've made this playlist of songs that I think will make me get to the end of an ultra marathon when I feel like I'm about to die. It will not be to everyone's taste, that's for sure. So we've got I Don't Feel Like Dancing by the Sister Sisters, Grace Kelly by Mika, twice. That was by accident. That's Not My Name by the Ting Tings, Don't Stop Me Now by Queen, We Will Rock You, Walking on Sunshine, Surfing the Beach Boys, Unstoppable by Sia, and from now on, Hugh Jackman, The Greatest Showman. I mean, I've never even seen that, but I freaking love the music. So I'm gonna stick that on now. It's 41 minutes of music. The point is that it will get me through the last 5k of any ultramarathon, and it was seriously what got me to the end of Croatia. Every song just makes me smile. It starts and I'm like, what a banger. That's great. Woo! I'm exhausted, but this is helping for sure. So this is my first time listening to this playlist. It's definitely doing the trick. Although usually, for the last few kilometres of an ultra, I'll be in some gorgeous place like, I don't know, the Brecon Beacons or Scotland or the Lake District or Croatia. And right now I'm in Temple Meads, Bristol. Hi matey, you alright? Which is not the most beautiful part of Bristol, let alone the world. But if it can work here, it can work anywhere, so I'm not going to overdo listening to it, but I'm nearly 27 kilometers in, still plodding along. I think it'll be a perfect 30k in 3 hours. Banging. Not me secretly hoping that every road I get to has a green red man. I'm not going to make it to 30k. I'm gonna have to do a little loop here. Legs are definitely starting to fail me now, unsurprisingly. Phew! But no individual particular niggles, which is kind of incredible because, as someone pointed out, like, I've never done a training block before where I've not had to take a break because of a niggle, and I reckon that's why my body has been complaining in other ways, like energetically and my heart and yeah, just tiredness, because usually I have a bit of an enforced break from just being injured basically, and I don't have that this time. So I'm gonna take that as good news that my prehabbing, my 1 times a week gym session is helping, and for the whole of my off season I was doing 2 to 3 times a week as well, so fingers crossed that's doing its job. I don't want to speak too soon because obviously there's a way to go until the race, although probably not as long as I need or would like. Fat hands again. Ooh, haven't had fat hands since Croatia. Whew. Just 400 meters, come on, let's get it. Last little bit. I'm so tired. Oh my god, 3 minutes and then we are done. Let's get it, let's go. That's a Hella thing I stole from Hella Zidube. Let's get it, let's go. Yeah, 30k, 3 hours, get in. That was so spot on, pace wise, so good. Whew. That was definitely a case of sort of feel the discomfort and do it anyway. I definitely didn't feel amazing, but I had a bit of an energy surge in the last, I don't know, 10k or so, which is great, and I had to do that run for a confidence boost because I don't intend on doing any further than 30k for my long runs this time round. I don't think there's any point, and so I just wanted to make sure that I'd done a couple of 30ks so that I know that I can do them, even if they're flat and whatever. Pace 6 minutes per kilometre, spot on. That's so good. Yeah, so happy with that, even if my hands look like, what do they look like? Sausages. Nice. Right, I need to go and sit down, have loads of food. Pretty pleased with how the food went in that, so I didn't quite finish but almost finished my 500ml of Tailwind. Barely drank any of the other water, so I will get through that now. Had one whole Nurhu and one of the 2 Flapjacks that I brought as well. There's a lot of evidence to suggest that the more food that you eat on the move, the quicker you recover after the run. And while I used to think, oh, running, great excuse to burn calories and blah, 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 whatever, now I'm like, I know that if I am burning the calories and not replenishing them, then I'm not going to recover and I'm not going to be able to do tomorrow's run or next week's runs or whatever. So yeah, taking it very seriously now and eating as much as possible. Uh-oh, 72 hours of recovery. What? Maintaining? Oh, f off. That's so rude. So rude.
So that is it for this week's vlog. Pretty much exactly 30 kilometers in pretty much exactly 3 hours, which I'm very pleased with. Yeah, and barely any stops at all. I stopped at the very beginning to wait for Sam, who was late, and then we had a little chat at like 10k in. But other than that, I barely stopped at all, other than just to show you my epic playlist at the end. And yeah, just kept plodding on. I didn't feel amazing. There are definitely some runs that feel cruisy. That's what I call cruisy, which is like where your brain just switches off and you just float along, and it is the best feeling in the world. And I guess that is what runners are kind of aiming for left, right and center when they kind of want to go out for a run and just switch off and be able to have your own headspace. Like, those are the sorts of runs I love. I haven't had any of those recently, which is a shame, but it is what it is. Sometimes you just have to grind it out and hope that one day a run will click and you'll start to feel really good again. If that doesn't happen, I'm gonna have to reconsider some of my training and take some more time off or get in some more cross training or whatever it is. But so far, so good. Like this week, obviously I was really concerned in my last vlog, and this week has gone surprisingly well considering. So I'm up to 60 kilometers for the week. Actually, technically 59.8 on Strava, and it is showing it as 59, which I feel is quite cruel. But I'm gonna go out for a little plod tomorrow with the dog and my boyfriend and hopefully get that up to like 65k for the week. On my plan, it was 70k for the week, but I will be very happy with 65. That will be some pretty consistent 65k weeks, other than the last 2 weeks of kind of deload / holidaying / trying not to die. But yeah, we do what we can, for sure. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I hope it was insightful into some of my training. I have just finished week 9, so week 10 of 16 next week. 67k on the plan. We will see how that goes. My legs are seizing up the longer I sit down, so hopefully tomorrow will be just a bit of a shakeout, and then it's given me a nice rest day on Monday, which is super exciting. I never get rest days on Mondays, and I'll be making the most of that by doing absolutely nothing. Can't wait. If you did enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to go and check out Ritual. I will be continuing to take their essential multivitamin because it's clearly doing the job, which is great. I have put the link and the discount code down in the description box below so that you guys can go and check it out. If the one that I'm taking isn't for you, don't worry, the discount code will also work for that other stuff, so go and check that out. Thanks again so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!